Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So silver has just hit another all-time high. Now where is silver going to end up at the end of 2025? Now silver seems like it's not going to slow down. Same with gold, we keep seeing these new all-time highs and it doesn't really show any signs of stopping. Now, a very important thing to remember, and this is not just for those of you that are just starting to stack precious metals, but it's also a reminder to those of you that have been stacking for some period of time. It's all very easy to get caught up in the hype and the FOMO of these new all-time highs, and it's very easy to go out and overspend. Now, you've got to remember, silver is a long-term investment. And anything I say in today's video is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. So take what I say with caution, do your own research. This is just my kind of guidance and what I would personally do when we do hit these all-time highs. Now, don't keep getting caught up in the FOMO. Don't keep running out and buying silver over and over again every time we hit an all-time high. It's very easy to do that. It's very easy to see us hit another all-time high and not want to get left behind and rush down to your local coin shop or bullion dealer and grab some more silver. But that is the way that you end up getting very disappointed, because after there's been an increase in the spot price of silver, you'll notice that quite often it has quite a large pullback. And you don't want to run out and spend every single penny that you've got on this shiny stuff, and then in a couple of days or weeks time it drops right back down and you could have actually brought more for your money. So it's very important not to get caught in the FOMO and keep buying and buying and buying and using every last penny into precious metals. You still need to remember that there are going to be some downwards turns. We started the year of 2025, I think it was around about £22 an ounce. And just because we started the year of 2025 at £22 an ounce, there's nothing truly to say that we could finish the year 2025 on £22 an ounce again. And that is something you need to remember. Just because everyone's getting really excited and you see a lot of these videos coming out, silver to the moon, and it's getting on the kind of mainstream media, and there's a lot more people talking about silver, doesn't mean that it is not going to have a huge pullback. So that is something to remember. Now, I do think we could see £35 an ounce by the end of the year. But that is just my personal price prediction, just judging by the growth that we've seen over the last few months. But like I said, I could be completely wrong. It could even be higher than that. It could be £40 an ounce. It could be £45 an ounce. But it could well be £22 an ounce, like we started at the beginning of the year. Now, you've got to bear in mind that when you're picking up this stuff, like I said, it's a long-term investment. Don't over-invest. Don't spend every last penny, because then when we do have a bit of a drop, you won't have any more money left to invest in this stuff if you've actually tied it all up in this already. So it's actually a lot easier to deal with the downward turns if you do have some money set aside for the drops, because instead of being disappointed and instead of looking at the spot price and being a little bit disheartened that it's dropped down 5, 10, 15, whatever percent it's dropped down, you can actually look at it like a positive, because if you've held some money back, you can actually use that money to buy the dip. Now, you need to wait for a few more weeks. When you see the prices dip, it's not like when you're investing in the stock market with a silver ETF and you can capitalize on that dip straight away. It takes a little while for you to actually benefit from that dip when you're buying physical silver, because you've got to remember, a lot of these bullion dealers and coin shops, they're paying the higher prices. So they're buying stock in at the higher prices. So therefore, they've actually got to keep their prices, their premiums higher, in order to be able to make a profit on that stock that they brought in. So when you're buying physical silver, you won't straight away feel the benefit of a dip. Quite often it takes a good few weeks, sometimes even months, before you actually feel the benefits of a dip when you're buying this stuff. So as long as you've got some capital left back and you've got some cash reserves ready to go when you feel the dips, it won't be such a hard thing to get your head around. It'll actually be, like I said, a very positive thing. You'll be able to take advantage of the lower prices, and you'll be able to buy some more of this shiny stuff when the prices are low. But the main thing to remember is this is a long-term investment. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You need to learn to get rich slow. This is a preservation of wealth. This is a way to protect your fiat currency from being devalued. If you transfer your fiat currency into this shiny stuff, it's a way of actually protecting the value of that fiat currency. So as there's more and more money being printed every single year, it would actually help you be able to keep hold of some of that spending power by putting it into precious metals. So that is today's video. Just be careful. Don't spend all of your money. Don't overinvest. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. There are going to be more dips along the way. Don't for 1 second think that I think that we are going to end up lower than we started at the beginning of this year, because I don't. I still think we're going to see that £35 an ounce as a minimum. But it is something to remember that it could actually happen. It could well happen. So yeah, never know what's around the corner. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if there's going to be suddenly a huge drop in all of the markets, not just the precious metals market. There could be a huge drop in all of the markets, and that will have a knock-on effect for every type of investment that you currently have your fiat tied up in. So just be very careful, and we're going to end up today's video with an unboxing, well, an unpackaging really. But this is something very exciting. This has been sent across from Cardiff Gold. It arrived today, and I've had a sneak preview at what this is. And I am extremely excited to see this in person, in the hand. It's been very hard to hold back from opening this until I had the camera set up, because I've seen a picture and it looks very, very cool. So let's get straight into it and have a little look what we have here. For those of you that have watched all the way to the end of today's video, you're going to be able to appreciate this truly special piece. Oh, look at this. We've got a little bit of a goodie bag here from Cardiff Gold, which is really, really cool. They've not only sent over the piece of silver, they've also included one of their pouches. I think we've got a couple of pens in there as well, which is really cool. Let's have a little look. So we've got 2 pens. Very, very cool. I've got so many of these pens now. Every time I buy something from Cardiff Gold, I often get a pen chucked in, and they're literally scattered all over the house, and I always give them away with giveaways and things like that. But this is really cool. Look how this has come wrapped. Really, really nice to see. Here we go. Are you ready? Let's have a little bit of a zoom in, because this is something very, very special. I love this packaging it's arrived in. Oh, it is very shiny. And look at that. Now this is a pressed, machine-made, precision-made, custom die-made, proof finish made. I'm joking. But this is a Stacker Social fine silver 1 ounce bar. And this is absolutely incredible. Now, Cardiff Gold have had these put together. And as soon as Dan at Cardiff Gold shared me a little sneak peek of this, I knew that I had to have one in my collection. Wow, I should really be putting gloves on for this, because this is incredibly reflective. It's going to be very difficult to showcase on video without doing a face reveal. But that is truly stunning. Now, this is the first time we've seen a Stacker Social piece on a pressed bar like this. This is like incredible. Such an incredible piece. Look at that. Let's do a little bit of a zoom. Look at the logo. It's come out so good. Fine silver, 3 9s, 1 ounce. What a absolutely stunning piece. So massive thank you to Dan over at Cardiff Gold for producing this. Stunning piece of silver. Wow. I think I'm going to have to grab a few more because that is just so beautiful. The next challenge I've got now is to find a capsule that fits it, because I really don't want to get loads of fingerprints over this. Wow, what a stunning piece of silver. That is incredible, and it's really humbling actually to see the Stacker Social brand on a piece of silver that looks this beautiful. Wow, absolutely stunning. So there we go. I'm going to wrap the video up there, but that is truly something special. Really, really nice. So there we go. Let me know what you think in today's video, not only of what you think about this stunning piece of silver, also let me know your price predictions in the comment section below. Do you think we're going to see £35 an ounce by the end of the year? Or do you actually think we're going to see quite a large pullback as we come towards the end of the year? Because don't forget, lots of different factors affect the spot price of silver. We're coming up to Christmas. People are going to be taking money out of the market to pay for Christmas. And all these little things add up. There's lots of different things that happen along the way that can affect the spot price of silver. So it could really go any way. And that is the main takeaway from today's video. Think long term. Don't rush out and get caught up in the FOMO. Don't overspend. Keep some money back. Wait for these drops that will inevitably happen over the years, and you'll be able to actually buy some silver for some very nice prices along the way as we see these smaller dips. But thanks very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Please like, share and hype the video. And as always, I hope you have a very nice day.